Good morning and welcome to the PPMA Mindfulness session with Lethem Green, sponsored by Oracle. I'm Kerry Nutley and I hope everybody had a good weekend, was able to stay well and safe. And thank you so much for joining us again this week on the Wellbeing Mindfulness call sponsored by the PPMA. With that, I'm going to hand you over to Lethem Green, who's going to take us through our session. Lethem, over to you.
Oh, good morning, Kerry, and thanks everyone for joining us this morning. For those who are returning, great that you've decided to come back to us, and if it's your first time joining us in these sessions, a very warm welcome. The sessions themselves are standalone events, so if it is your first time, you haven't missed out on anything, but all of the sessions from last week are now available to download from the PPMA website, and Kerry will share details of that when we get to the end of the session today. Mindfulness itself, for those who are new to it, is a very simple but very powerful and liberating technique, focusing on the use of the breath. It's not about judging yourself, doing it the right way or the wrong way. It's just really about focusing on what you're feeling and experiencing at this point in time today as you sit together, bringing your attention really to how you're feeling, being very alert about your experiences. So I'm going to talk you through a simple technique about a body scan today. And you can use this, although we'll be sitting together for about 20 minutes doing it. You can actually do this in a condensed version, either just following the technique and the process that I'll be using, and bringing it down into a 2-minute, a 3-minute, a 5-minute, depending upon what time you've got available to you. So what else is there to talk about? A few practical tips for you. Try and make sure that you've got a high-backed chair. It gives you some support for your spine, because what we want to do here is be alert, be aware. It's not about kind of slouching into a squidgy sofa chair, although if that's what you're doing today, that's absolutely perfectly fine. Just kind of prop yourself up with a few cushions if you've got them to hand, and making sure that your feet are firmly planted on the ground beneath, feeling the earth beneath the soles of your feet. So if you're sitting in a chair, you might want to put some blocks if your feet are not quite reaching the floor. But if your knees are bent, if you're taller, then propping some cushions under your seats to actually help you raise yourself up, because we want to create that kind of right angle with the knee, the thigh, and the shin and calf. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Also, turning your telephone off, making sure that you're not going to be distracted for the next half hour or so. This time that you're giving yourself is really important, kind of re-nourishing your mental well-being. And half an hour is a great investment of this. It will set you up brilliantly for the day and provide you with a little bit more focus and energy. So, don't feel as if you can't allow this time for yourself. Remembering also that none of us are superhuman. Everybody needs to be able to recharge their batteries, to give themselves a little bit of downtime, to actually just kind of pep yourself up. So telephone to one side, and I think that's probably it. Oh, I have got a blanket that I use also. Blanket is useful, A, to keep yourself warm, but also just to provide yourself with a little bit of cushion for your arms, because I want the arms to be really kind of nice and soft. Imagine that they're falling from your shoulders. So the palms of your hands are facing upward, and the backs of the hands are resting on your thighs. So just providing some fabric to kind of make sure that they're at the right level. Yeah, and if you've got any questions, please send an email through, or there's a chat facility. I'll be happy to take them. But with that, I think we're just about ready to start. So to begin with, we're just going to bring our attention to our physical body. So I'm going to ask you to be mindful about your space, but we're going to stand up to begin with. And just start by shaking your hands. And be mindful of your physical condition. So I don't want you to cause any injury to yourself, but this is quite a vigorous shake here. So imagine that you're shaking your fingers off the ends of your hands, but also being aware that you might just have woken up. Nobody can see you doing this, so don't worry. You're not being recorded. It's just myself who will be embarrassing themselves to the world. As we go to our elbows, so those lower arms, just, allowing the shake to start to travel up the arm as we go to the upper arm. And imagine that you're just dropping your arms off your shoulders. Breathing freely through the nose unless you're congested. There's no right or wrong way, just being focused and shaking those arms out. And resting them by the side. Now your arms, we want them to be nice and soft. The texture of panna cotta. It looks quite firm from a distance, but there's a little wobble in it. So these soft arms. Imagine that you're hanging yourself with your shoulders onto a coat hanger, so broadening across the chest. So we're going to do some circular motions with our shoulders, bringing the shoulder up to the earlobes, drawing the shoulder blades together and down the spine. So 3 of those motions. If you've got more time, you can do more of these. There's a lot of tension often stored in your shoulders. And then in the opposite direction. Fabulous. And just reflecting on your posture. So we want, and this is what we're going to be taking back to your chair. The feet are hip distance apart and the inside of your feet parallel, connecting with the ground, the earth beneath, and drawing through your legs. So your legs are not locked or tight in any way. Just imagine that they're extending upward from the ground. This area between the pelvis and the lower rib cage, lengthening and extending. The belly is soft, really soft stomach area. Broadening across the chest, the collarbone, by bringing your shoulder blades together and drawing your shoulders down the spine. The arms are nice and soft, and you'll be resting those on your thighs with the palms of the hands facing upward. And imagine that the crown of the head is extending from a cord, attached to a cord, being lifted upward to the sky. So your spine is long, light, and lifting, extending through the spine. And it's this sense of purpose, the sense of softness, the sense of alertness that we're going to take back to the chair. Being very mindful, returning to your chair as we begin our preparation for this session. And just breathing freely to set this body scan with awareness is something that you can condense into a 5 minutes session, depending upon the time you've got, just following the technique that I'm going to share with you. No one to worry about at this point, just letting your mind be free. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, bringing your eyes closed, or taking your gaze to a point on the floor in front of you. Just breathing freely and naturally, nothing forced. Just being with yourself as you're breathing in and breathing out. And just noticing as we sit here together, how you actually feel. Not about how you think you should be feeling, but just noticing how you feel. Throughout the session, if your mind begins to wander, which is perfectly natural, just always bringing your attention back to your in-breath and allowing those thoughts just to fly away from your mind like a bird flies through the sky. Just noticing them drift off into the distance without any force, any effort, absolutely no judgment. And just keep repeating that as often as those thoughts come into your mind. Begin to bring your attention to your breath, the breath entering and leaving your body, moment to moment. As you breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, notice the diaphragm is flattening as the ribcage expands. Breathing out, the diaphragm contracts, the muscles around the ribs. Breathing in, the chest, the muscles expanding to allow the breath into your body. And breathing out, how the chest falls away. Focus with your in-breath, release with your out-breath. Your in-breath, focus on the face area. Skin across your forehead. A sense of awareness for any tension that you might notice you're holding across the forehead. Focus on the skin with your in-breath. Just trying to soften that skin with your out-breath. The area between the eyes. Temples on either side of your face. Your in-breath, taking your attention to the eye sockets. Skin of your eyelids. Eyes resting in the sockets. Focus with the in-breath and release with your out-breath. Take your attention to the jaw area. Often a space where we store tension, tightness, grinding the teeth. So just drop the bottom jaw. Feel it drop a few millimeters. Tongue is tucked behind the bottom teeth. Skin of the cheeks, softening with your out-breath. Lips are soft. If the mind is wandering, just bring your attention back to your in-breath as you focus on the nose and where the air first enters your body. Tip of the nose or the nostril. Feeling the air enter your body with your in-breath. Releasing with your out-breath. Breath is free. Let us now move together to the area of the throat. So you're breathing in, feeling the air enter the nostril, move into the area of the throat, feeling the breath, move down the throat. See if you can sense an openness in that space of the throat. Very often there's some tension in the throat that impacts the voice, caused by what we've said or what we think we're about to say to someone. So making the most of this opportunity of silence, allowing the throat to be still. And setting your intention for the day about the way you wish the world to hear what will be coming from your voice box, the sounds you'll be making. Starting from the position of goodness, kindness, patience, understanding, giving some thought to how you will be communicating from the space for the rest of the day. Guiding you through the day, especially if you've got some tough messages to be delivering or difficult conversations to be having. Breathing softness into the space where the skull meets the top of the spine. Shoulders are soft. The earlobes positioned just above the shoulders. The shoulder blades drawing down the spine as you're broadening across the collarbone. Scanning that area with your in-breath, tension or holding, and releasing with your out-breath. Softening and soothing with your breath. The mind is wandering, bringing your attention and focus back to your in-breath. Releasing with your out-breath. Focus with your in-breath. Releasing with your out-breath. Moving down the back, spine. Leaving space into each of the vertebrae. Just bringing a general awareness to the spine. Sense of being long and light and lifting. Breathing lightness in. Lengthening with your out-breath. Breath is free. Breath is soothing. Feeling the area where your ribs wrapping around your chest are connected with your spine. There's constant moving as your breath enters and leaves your body. Feeling the natural rhythm of your breath as your ribs expand with your in-breath, contract with your out-breath. Inspiring and relaxing. Releasing and letting go with each out-breath. Just noticing sense of expanding and condensing the breath. What does it feel like in your body? Very gently allowing your awareness to slide around to the front of your body. Notice your sternum rising and falling with your breath as it enters and leaves your body. Front of your rib cage expanding and retracting with each breath. And as you breathe in, your lungs fill like great bellows with air. Feel them empty with an out breath. And drawing in a deeper in-breath this time to a count of 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, deep in-breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Releasing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last in-breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Releasing. 2, 3, 4, 5. And just notice as your breath goes back to its natural rhythm, how your body is now feeling. Allowing your arms to fall away from the shoulders. Your arms feel soft. Fingertips are light. Breathing freely. You feel relaxed. Body feels soft yet alert. Mind is stilling. Breath is free. Area around the stomach is soft. Any tension you feel in that area starts to fade away with each out breath. You don't need to do anything whatsoever. Just rest in the awareness of your breath. Allowing the breath to breathe itself. With no force. There's no right way or wrong way. No judgment. Just be with your own sensations. right here, right now. Being aware. Sense of purpose. We move our attention through the pelvic area to the thighs, the texture of the clothes against the tops of your thighs. Backs of your thighs connecting with the cushion of your chair. Moving through the knees, down into your shins and calves. Breathing space with your in-breath into your ankles. Aware of the tops of the feet, the toes, the soles of your feet against the earth beneath. The soles of our feet carry us around all day. So how do you feel at this point? Feeling the contact of the ground beneath the soles of your feet. Experiencing yourself as open, as ever changing from one moment to the next, from breath to breath. Expanding a little on each in-breath and condensing a little on an out-breath. Breathing in, you touch a deep source of energy. Feels life-giving. Breathing out, you feel nourished and smile to the joy you're experiencing with your breathing. Breathing in, you feel alive. Breathing out, you feel brightness. Breathing in, you feel happy and free. Breathing out, you send love and kindness to everyone with us today, including yourself. Breathing in, you are aware of the uncertainties of these times. Breathing out, you know you are enough and have the qualities to live life with kindness and love for yourself and others. Breathing in, you are aware of the experiences of your body. Breathing out, you smile at the curiosity of your mind. Breathing in, you feel alert and alive. Breathing out, you're ready to face the day ahead. As we begin to bring the session to a close, just listening to these words by El Almost. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world awaits in darkness for the light that is in you. So right now, right here, you can see yourself in the world, the day that lies ahead, going about your business with love, kindness, and compassion. And should you feel yourself losing your way, just stop. Focus on your in-breath intentionally and feel the love, kindness, and compassion flooding into your body as you breathe out. And you can commence your day again. So very slowly, allowing your eyes to open if they were closed, or bringing your awareness into the space around you. And just taking a few moments, slowly join us in the world unconditionally for your day ahead. And thank you for joining me this morning, and I hope you'll be able to return at a future point in time. Wishing you well. Over to you, Kerry.
Thank you, Letha. I'm sorry this morning that I think a couple of people had login details. We had to put a registration in place just for some security issues. We had some people trying to hack in last week, so we just put a registration in place to ensure we weren't disturbed. So thank you for persisting, and hopefully again no problems tomorrow. The only thing I just quickly wanted to share with you is that here at Oracle we've been very blessed that some of our influencers that we work with through the years to do talks have offered their time to put together some topics for the HR community. Please feel free to join them. I'll put the information on LinkedIn fairly shortly, and I know the PPMA will be sending it out to the members as well. So starting from Wednesday, we have some people just coming on for half an hour over lunchtime just to give some support and advice on various topics from physical and mental well-being, nutrition, mobility, communications, hiring and releasing based on the circumstances we find ourselves in. So they're just there for advice and for general discussions about what they're seeing in the marketplace if you would like to join us. And just as always, the downloads are on the ppma.org.uk website, and my details and Letham's details are there if you need us. Have a great day, and apologies again for the login details. Hopefully now you're set up. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay well, stay safe. Thank you.